hear a word of what you're saying.
I'm sorry, I was like checking my microphone, I was checking all over, and it turns out that my mic was hard muted. Okay, so we are going to. Okay, so what we have the option to do is we can either. I can give you a couple of articles and have any of you done. Have you. I don't think you were here for this, Kayla. And you weren't on the Google Classroom, and I didn't realize until this morning. And then, Ada, did you manage...
Can everyone else hear Marina's?
I can hear him now. Can you not hear him?
Can you hear me, Ada?
No.
You can't hear him.
Okay, Ada, just leave and come back.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll do the same and see if that fixes it. Can you hear me now?
You can't hear him.
Can you
No,
hear
I
me?
can't hear him.
She can't hear you.
Let me just think what I can do. Okay, what I'm gonna do, Ada, maybe a little bit unconventional, but
Ethan, can you hear him?
I'll tell you what he's going to tell you to do in a moment.
Okay, Ethan, can you tell her to go to the chat and go watch the live stream on YouTube?
And watch the live stream on YouTube.
But keep in this call, like
Keep in the call.
so that she can like talk to us.
You can talk to us.
And like participate.
Should I watch the live stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay in the call.
Okay.
Let me just try this quickly. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to look at a couple of articles. I'm going to give you guys a couple of articles, and then you guys are going to choose the main points out of those articles, and we're going to like explore. We're going to actually answer the question. Does that make sense? Write out a discursive essay from that. Is that fine?
That makes sense. Yeah.
I initially wanted you guys to like practice your research skills and everything, but like I found a couple of good articles that I think we should just maybe use. So I'm going to paste them in the chat. I'll paste them on Google Classroom as well, but I'm first pasting them in the chat. Okay, are you guys like all in the space to work collaboratively today or not so much? Like, I know when I was at school, like some days group work was fine, but like other days I was like, please kill me.
I've got no problem with it.
I'm fine with it too.
Cool. Ada? Ada's got a bit of a delay, so... Okay. So each of you choose an article, okay? And I want you to write like a point form summary of, or not summary really, just write the main points that you would be able to use in an essay, okay? In the discursive essay. To do this, you guys will need to have some kind of thesis statement. So maybe first work out your thesis statement, share your thesis statement with me. This is going to be like a workshop type vibe. So work out your thesis statement, share your thesis statement with me. I will give you feedback on your thesis statement, and then from your thesis statement you can go get started with your research. So you can use these articles for your research. So the group component is that you're going to each choose an article, and you're going to find the main points from the article, maybe put them in a Google Doc or however you want to do it. Share in a way that's easily shareable with the class. So actually I'll make a Google Doc, and then you guys can add to it. Does that make sense? Is that cool? And then you guys can add the main points to it. But for now, while I create that Google Doc, I'd like you guys to quickly create your thesis statement. Kayla, are you all good on what a thesis statement is?
Could you just like give me a summary of
Okay,
what
so
that
a
is?
thesis statement is like your main point of your essay. So, like, what the essay is really going to be about. So, it's kind of like the first sentence, or maybe the first 2 or 3 sentences, but I like to keep it to just one sentence, which covers what your essay is going to be about. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Cool. So, let me quickly create this Google Doc. Okay, so I'm waiting patiently for you. Oh my gosh, there is power, which means that coffee is a possibility. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna do it in like a table form because that just seems to make a lot. Well, that just makes a lot of sense to me.
So for our thesis statements, they can't be very opinionated.
No, no. I'm quickly gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be back now. Have any of you got a thesis statement yet? Anyone have a thesis statement yet? Hello?
I'm not yet.
Okay. Okay.
I think I've written a thesis statement. I'm not sure if it's on the right track though.
Cool.
I'll
Give
read
me
it.
what you've got, and
You want me
then
to read it? Sure.
where are you writing it?
Sorry?
Where?
Oh, the article.
Where did you write your
Did you say
thesis
so?
statement? Where did you write your thesis statement?
I wrote it in my book.
Okay. Oh, okay. Can you? You can read it to me. That's fine.
Sure. With virtual reality's rising popularity, will the introduction of this new technology introduce new forms of danger for the younger generations? I don't know.
Can you read it again?
With virtual reality's rising popularity, will the introduction of this new technology introduce new problems and dangers for the younger generation? Yes.
That's actually pretty good. I like that. Well done. So what I liked about it was that it's specific. It looks at the dangers. It looks at the benefits. We are exploring. It is posing some kind of question, and questions are good. It is posing some kind of question to your audience, and it makes it clear to your audience that you're going to answer that question. So usually a thesis statement is not a question, because it does include some kind of stance. However, with a discursive essay specifically, which I hadn't actually considered, but apparently you had considered it because you are like smart. So with a discursive essay in particular, a thesis statement can be a little bit challenging because thesis statements usually contain some kind of opinion or some kind of stance. And you aren't taking a stance because you are exploring all sides, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's very good, and it really fits the requirements of the task. Okay, now Ethan, since you have finished your thesis statement, you can choose any of these articles, and then you can fill in the benefits and challenges from the article. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. My VR headsets with VR headsets increasing in popularity each day, children become more and more accompanied by virtual reality. But is that necessarily a good thing? Okay, I'm just thinking about this. You know what it does? It's not technically what I would expect from a thesis statement. Same as Ethan's. It's not technically what I would expect from a thesis statement, but you have achieved the requirements of the task. Well done. I think this is good, Ada.
Thanks. Can you hear me now?
Yep, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
I wonder what changed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've finished mine as well. Should I type it in for you or should I just read it?
You can just read it. Like typing it
Okay,
in is great because then we've got it here and then we can like actually track your progress over time. But you reading it is fun.
Okay, the expansion of resources and uses in the metaverse, accompanied by the already popular usage among Gen Z, ensures both present and future beneficial usage among Gen Alpha.
Can you read it again?
Sure. The expansion of resources and uses in the metaverse, accompanied by the already popular usage among Gen Z, ensures both present and future beneficial usage among Gen Alpha.
Okay, so your essay is taking a different turn to everyone else's essay. Do you see that? So Ada's essay and Ethan's essay, they're going to be focusing on the different sides of like the benefits and the challenges of virtual reality, whereas your essay seems to, tell me if I'm wrong, seems to be going in the direction of will Generation Alpha use it? Am I right?
I originally wrote it with the benefits and all that, but I read a few articles and it seems to me it's pretty boring in my opinion. It's basically just telling us what's happening, what it will become. And I think it's more of a question whether or not we'll use it because it is so normal, it's nothing new. So I just don't think it'll be normal, it won't be interesting or new, it'll just be everyday.
You know, I actually love that take. So it's not really. I knew it was boring. That's why I chose the topic because it's a boring topic. I wanted you guys to somehow make it interesting, but also I think if you can turn yours into a discursive essay, go for it. It's not really answering the question. But, I mean, I'm not... You guys will get to know this about me. I genuinely don't care about rules. Like, I really do not care about rules. So, if you want to bend the assignment a little bit, I don't mind. I'd actually really love to read what you have to... what you're going to write. I do want you to be sure that you are going to be writing a discursive essay. And I want to see that discussion coming through. Does that make sense? So, I want to see two sides. So you'll have the people who say that it is useful and the people who say that it isn't useful. Or that it's just normal. Like, honestly, the Generation Alpha kids that I know don't really care about virtual reality. It's mostly millennials. Millennials are trying to force it on Generation Alpha, but Generation Alpha is like, but why? But usually Generation Alpha has millennial parents. Like me, I am Generation Alpha. I'm a millennial, and I would probably buy my kids virtual reality headsets that they would not use. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
So, yeah, I think let's explore that. I'd love to hear what you have to say on that. And I love that you've reimagined the topic. On that note, Ada and Ethan, if you guys are finding the topic a little bit boring, like she was finding it, you are welcome to reimagine the topic. Just tell me a thesis statement so that I can check that you're on track. Okay, so you're going to not be able to use the articles that I've posted here, though, because they aren't really going to be useful for your essay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you can use these essays, then great. But I didn't know that they'd have. I don't know if they'll have anything that's useful for what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now what I'd like you guys to do. So let me just change our instruction. I'm just changing. Is this okay if I just like write the instruction on the board in case like you guys halfway through the lesson forget what we're doing? This sometimes happens, and I just came up with this wonderful idea. Okay, so we've written a thesis statement. So read the articles and glean the points from the articles that in your essay, add them to the table. So the reason I'm adding this extra step of adding things to a table, which you wouldn't normally need to do, is because I want to get you guys to... We're going to talk about structure just now. And in order to structure things well, we have to have well-organized information. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
We have to have well-organized information, and then from our well-organized information, we can write. Another thing that structuring it, like organizing our information does, is it prevents us from basically copying directly from the text. Okay? Now, this isn't really an issue for your AS exam, because in your exam, they basically just give you a random topic, and they don't even give you articles to research. But since you guys are going to need to research for some other aspects of this course, I just thought we could maybe, like, kill two birds with one stone. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Okay. Ethan knows how much I make people research. Last year, I sent Ethan, like, academic papers, and I was like, well, read these papers. And there were, like, 15 academic papers, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Okay, so, do that quickly, and I'll keep track of what you're doing here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So you just we take the articles that you gave us, and then we put the article name in that in the column, and then just its benefits and challenges.
Yeah, so the things we find in the article that explore the benefits and the challenges.
Okay.
Can I read you guys the Twitter post of the year? In my opinion, be nice to everyone you meet. You have no idea how long they've been without electricity.
It's pretty good.
No.
That truly captures the South African experience.
Yes.
We've been going for an hour. If you guys need to take like a 5-minute break, you're welcome to, hey?
We're supposed to have started writing the essays.
No. I want to see your benefits and challenges and things.
I can't access the
Pardon?
document. I can't access the document.
Why?
It was saying it was like only in viewer mode. Only.
I'm sorry. Editor. There we go. Now you should be able to. Yes.
How do I type in the table?
You should be able to. Can everyone else try?
I'll try. It's not working.
Can someone else try? Let me try copy a link to. Let me just resend a link because the link I sent was to make maybe a viewer mode. I don't know.
Okay.
Try this link.
I'm also unable. I'm on the.
Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
the second link works.
Okay, try the second link, Ethan.
Okay.
I'll be back. I'm just going to the bathroom.
Coolios. Okay, how are you guys managing with this? Pardon?
Alright, I still am having trouble not accessing, I can access and read all this stuff.
Yeah.
I can't
Did you click on the second link I sent?
I did click on the second link and still I can't type. However, I've written my pros and cons in my book.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing is I need like everyone to have the information because we're like kind of sharing information here. So let me look. Children in virtual reality, do they need more protection? So allow social interactions. VR can provide entertainment, education, and unleash creativity. Parents can play with their children. Challenges: children can gain access to VR without permission. Spending a lot of time on VR can create certain medical problems. Harassment can occur. Very good. Like, for instance, I'm very weird about Roblox with my kids because, like, yeah, sure, they love Roblox, but like, they have. Yeah, I don't want them interacting with people online. With anyone online. I don't want them to talk to anyone online. They aren't able to evaluate what is safe and whatever. And especially since Gen Alpha is all under 10 years old. Well, this year they'll be 11. So I don't believe that age can necessarily evaluate what is safe and what is not safe. And so, because virtual reality often happens in a world where there are other people, LT, is Mama available? You missed one of your times. Okay, I'll sort that out in a moment. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment, LT. I'll help you in a moment, baby. Just give me a moment.
Cool.
Okay. So, yeah, so that's something to explore, and I think that's a very good thing that you've noticed here, whoever noticed it, who's blue. The Kwacha. So then the next one, metaverse will mean more to Gen Alpha than any other generation. Collaboration and socialization can be done comfortably and safely. Large usage rates among Gen Z and millennials. Now, also we need to consider the fact that augmented reality has a really good use case in a learning environment, especially with a lot of people living a more nomadic life, and with the growth of online schooling, children could potentially attend a virtual school. So that's something you could potentially explore. And like, they could interact with peers, they could interact in a classroom environment. It's also like we had monkeypox last year, we had COVID-19. Okay, monkeypox didn't affect that many people in South Africa, but it was a very big thing in America. So that's worth exploring. The uses are evolving and expanding, and I think that is very, very good to note. And I think it's good that you got that from that article. 2 separate forms of currency, whether one is universal. Okay, so that's something that you can explore. A universal currency, something that you might want to explore on that note of a universal currency, though, is that someone like Facebook or Google might control the universal currency. And do we really want Facebook or Google to become the next bank. Do you know what I mean? So that is both a benefit, but it can also be a hindrance. For instance, someone's going to have to. I read an article once where it spoke about how if the metaverse takes off, people are going to have 2 jobs. They will be working in the day at their job, which pays for their house to live in, and they will be working at night, which to pay for the things in their game. Which, yeah, so that can be a problem. Software limitations, lack of education involving online safety. Yeah, software limitations is a big deal. I looked into this, and the software is behind. The software is way behind the hardware. Is it useful or new additional software is it useful? Okay. Or new additional software has to be purchased. Unplanned social interactions. Yes, that is a very big thing. Like, who wants to just interact with people, honestly? Like, yeah, like having people walk up to me in a, like, place like that wouldn't be great. 2 separate forms of currency, 2 forms of currency to maintain. Okay, so you've mentioned it as a positive and a negative. And then, oh my gosh, I love this. You even mentioned that. So, like, was that, okay, I suppose that was mentioned in the article. But, like, I think this is a really good article to have explored. Tell us about your article that you explored, Ethan.
For the children in virtual reality, do they need more protection article? And I came across a few pros and cons, and I sort of jotted them down around. And
Okay, so what are your pros and cons?
the one of the top cons is there's no media moderation with the VR chat rooms and all of that, and so a lot of unwanted things can happen, that sort of thing.
Okay, do you have any more? Do you have more to say on that? You can just list your things.
Pros, these enhanced educational capabilities. Cons, these effects long term are still unknown on the children. So the effects on children from the VR headsets and being in close contact with this technology 24/7 is still, it's unknown the long term effect it'll have on these kids.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
No, I mean.
Okay, so from these we can we've got a couple of points here, and I think we've got enough to actually talk about in a discursive essay. Ethan, is it possible for you to maybe take a photo of your points and just share it here on Discord?
Sure.
Okay, then we can all have the information. Okay, you guys can get going now. What I'd like you to do, so our next task, I'm going to copy this table. Wait, let me just go to the bottom. Alright, So we're gonna have again student, and then topic sentence. Okay, now the same way that an essay has a thesis statement, each paragraph has a topic sentence, okay? So your topic sentence basically tells the audience what to expect from that paragraph. Now, many people start with the topic sentence at the beginning of the paragraph. Many people have the topic sentence somewhere in the middle. The most common is at the top, but you can put it in the middle or at the end. Get creative. Don't write boring essays. Okay? So I want you to write your topic sentences. So each student is going to have however many you decide what paragraphs you're going to write, and for each paragraph you write like a topic sentence for it. Is that cool? Do you all understand?
So we type in our name and then the topic sentence for each paragraph.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What this is trying to achieve is I'm trying to make sure that you understand that each paragraph, so many of my students get to me at AS level and they don't know how to paragraph. Each paragraph is covering a topic, a point. So it might use multiple points to get to that point, but each paragraph is only really covering one thing. Okay?
Yeah.
You might cover two contrasting things in a paragraph, but those two contrasting things fall within one category or within one topic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Give that a go. I'm just going to the bathroom quickly. Okay, so Kayla, you say lessen this divide, so that's going to be Lessen to say lessen. Cool. Ada and Ethan, how are you guys doing with your topic sentences?
I'm just writing them down at the moment.
Okay, cool.
One, but I feel it's more of a statement, and I don't think it's on the right track.
Okay, well, read it to me. Let me see.
The many benefits and dangers surrounding VR today are quite popular with the younger generation.
Okay, so what you're saying in that sentence is that the benefits and the challenges are popular.
Yeah, yeah, see, I've noticed, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I see how you can change it. But is it somewhat in the right direction?
Definitely not, because you just said that the benefits and challenges are
Popular.
Yes.
So,
are you going to write a paragraph about the fact that VR is popular? And if you're going to write a paragraph about how VR is popular, sure. Substantiate your answer. Substantiate your thing, your statement, like in the rest of the paragraph. But then I'd also like to know how that paragraph addresses your thesis statement. How that topic sentence addresses your thesis statement. What you could do instead, just hold on, Elsie, 1 minute. You can come stand here right next to me and hold my arm so that I remember to talk to you. Or actually stand over there. Okay, just hold on. Okay, so what we can do is, so what you need to do is you need to consider whether your paragraphs are all relating to your thesis statement. Does that make sense? So you might want to, in your introduction, talk about how VR is popular with young people, and that would be okay for a whole sentence. But I mean, unless it is actually addressing your thesis statement, you don't have to write a whole paragraph about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So Kayla is basically using a different topic entirely. I think, I'm not totally sure. Kayla, is this in line with your thesis statement that you made about Gen Z? I mean Gen Alpha.
I'm just checking now, yeah. I'm basically just exploring how we could Generation Alpha can benefit from what is currently being provided and what is the growing and what can be provided in the future and whether or not this is beneficial.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I just need to respond to my daughter quick. Okay, now the second topic sentence, you can isolate yourself from interactions yet still be surrounded. So when we have a topic sentence, we're going to explore that through the paragraph. Now, you can isolate yourself from interactions yet still be surrounded by what? It's not a complete sentence, it's got a sentence fragment, yet still be surrounded. It has to be found. Otherwise you cannot get another watch. Get out my room. I will talk to you about this later. So, we...
I'll look into it, see if I can change it a bit.
Okay, cool. But you understand what I mean, right?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so VR has not only gripped the attention of adults, but also children. Okay, so it looks, Ada, it looks like you're writing a whole paragraph here. Because are you going to write a whole paragraph on how it has gripped the attention of children? Are you going to write a whole paragraph about interaction with family and friends being a big benefit?
Wait, let me just check. I thought of the first sentence like the topic sentence before the theta statement.
Okay, your topic sentences need to relate to your thesis statement, because your thesis statement is the foundation of your essay.
Okay.
And you need to make sure that the bricks you are using to build your house, or not really a good analogy, but the bricks you are using to use your house are the right type of bricks for that foundation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I know that's not really how foundations work, but just bear with me. Okay. So do you have questions on that?
I just want, are my sentences like too long?
No, your sentences, the problem with your sentences is that VR has not only gripped the attention of adults, but also children. A topic sentence is a sentence that the whole paragraph is built around. So then you're going to need to take 2 or 3 points to elaborate on the statement that you've made, okay?
Mm-hmm.
However, this statement that you've made doesn't really answer the question, or doesn't really fit with your topic, with your thesis statement. What was your thesis statement? Let me go check. With VR headsets increasing in popularity each day, children become more and more accompanied by virtual reality, but is that necessarily a good thing? Okay, so what I would say is, okay, cool, you can have a paragraph about the adults and children. Actually, like, that does go with your thesis statement. I just forgot your thesis statement. And then talk about this interaction. Talk about how this education. So these are okay thesis statements. They're not the best because they always talk with they always start with VR. So constantly starting with the same thing.
I should change that.
Okay, now this third point that you made can be a sub-point. So this can be like one of your points that you make under this thesis, under this topic sentence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
see.
it's about categorizing your information. So we categorize our information, then we need to order our thoughts. And this thought seems like a continuation of this.
Yeah, I see.
So instead of making it about interaction with family and friends being a big benefit, you can say VR influences how we interact with family and friends. And then you can go and explore all the aspects in which it influences both negatively and positively.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. In terms of... Yeah, so you guys are doing well. Do you guys want to rather... Because I am giving you guys a lot of feedback as we go along. And I'm finding that the feedback is actually quite valuable. Because it is like clarifying things as you go along, and I don't want you guys to kind of miss the point somewhere. So I see you guys again on Thursday. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create an assignment for you on Google Classroom from English for Everyone. We will continue this in class on Thursday. But in your own time this week, I'd like you to do some grammar practice for me. Is that fine?
Okay.
I have noticed a couple of grammar inconsistencies with you guys today, so I just want you guys to do a bit of grammar practice. I will post the exercises that I think would be beneficial. Okay. I'm not going to mark these exercises, though. The rubrics are there, so you can go check your answers yourself, okay? You just have to mark it as done or not done, okay?
Okay.
It's totally trust-based, so if you lie to me, the gremlins will get you. Okay. Cool. I will post that today at some point. Probably I might have time in this next hour. I will see you guys on Thursday then, okay?
Okay, so we finish this on Thursday.
Yes, we're going to carry on with this on Thursday.
Okay.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.